It is common knowledge that without a retirement plan, you will have no other option other than to keep working past the traditional retirement age, as it is unlikely Social Security will provide you with enough income, especially for those of us in the very working class. Because remember, we aren't Elon Musk rich. Alright guys, do not fret and get worked up, we got you. All of those feeling completely overwhelmed and uneducated, and even the ones who don't very well know all about this plan, well, make sure to watch the video till the end. Now, without further ado, let's get started with the video right away. Workers' confidence about achieving retirement goals has risen sharply according to a new survey from Schwab Retirement Plan Services, and so has their appetite for financial advice. The annual nationwide survey of 401k plan participants finds that more than half, 53%, say they are very likely to achieve their retirement goals, compared to 37% in 2020. On average, plan participants in 2021 believe they need to save nearly $2 million for retirement, the same amount as in 2020. 91% say their financial health is very good or pretty good. We experienced tremendous stress in our work and home lives this past year that highlighted the importance of financial wellness and the value of trusted advice. Now, as we emerge from the pandemic, employers have an opportunity to engage employees with education, advice, and a range of other workplace benefits to help them build financial security and increase satisfaction at work. Catherine Galladay, head of Schwab Workplace Financial Services. To find out if your retirement income will be enough, you have to start by estimating your retirement expenses. In this video, we will be mainly focusing on those who earn $75,000 annual salary and how to end up retiring with $2 million in your account to look after your post-retirement selves and bills. The online survey of U.S. 401k participants was conducted by Logica Research for Schwab Retirement Plan Services, Inc., Logica Research. The survey is based on 1,000 interviews. Survey respondents were actively employed by companies with at least 25 employees. It had 401k plan participants and were 21 to 70 years old. For past surveys, respondents were 25 to 70 years old, so for comparing 2021 results to previous waves, the data was rebased on those aged 25 to 70. Alright, now let's see this. If you are making $75,000 a year and the thought of saving up $2 million at the time of retirement daunts you, then with a little dedication, you can get there regardless of your age as a rule of thumb. Most of the financial advisors suggest that you save 10 to 15% of your salary, but if your goal is to get to $2 million, the percentage you will need to invest will vary dramatically based on how old you are when you start. Alright, when we tried to combine it all and explain to you the ways in which you can tuck away your $75,000 annual income to finally see it get saved up to $2 million. Let's get to the numbers. Starting at age 25 puts you above your target with 16% of your income. That means putting away about $1,000 a month, which leads to saving up about $12,000 a year. To step up your retirement with $2 million a year, a 30-year-old about getting serious about retirement would need to save around $1,400 a month or close to $17,000 annually. That's about 25% of their $75,000 salary. If you wait until you're 35, it will take just under $2,000 a month or 32% of your salary straight into your savings. A 40-year-old with savings would need to lock away almost $3,000 a month for more than $34,000 a year and putting half of their earnings at 45 years. It's still possible after you cross 45, but you will need to save almost 70% of your salary at over $50,000, which after taking out for taxes, the numbers will become much harder. To pull off starting younger lets you take advantage of the power of compound interest. That means you get returns on the money you invest and even better returns on your returns. So if you are still wondering when you should start saving, the answer is now. Saving versus investing. It's worth noting that in 2019, almost two-thirds of the participants in the 2019 Schwab study reconsidered themselves savers rather than investors. That's a posture that can result in lower returns and retirement account balances. In general, people save money to buy things and for emergencies. The money is there when you need it, and it has a low risk of losing value along with small potential gains. Investing, on the other hand, is done with long-term goals in mind. When you invest money, you have the potential for better long-term returns, but with more risk. The key is to find the balance between risk and reward based on your risk tolerance and time horizon. Now let's take a look at the various types of retirement accounts. What types of retirement accounts exist? The Employee Retirement Income Security Act, ERISA, defines the two basic categories of retirement accounts: defined contribution plans and defined benefit plans. A defined benefit plan promises the employee a specific monthly benefit at retirement and is most commonly referred to as a pension. Oftentimes, an employee will have to work a number of years to qualify for these benefits, and when they do qualify, that is typically called vesting or vested. Defined contribution plans do not promise specific amounts of benefits at retirement. The employee, and in most situations, the employer, contributes to these funds, and the funds are invested oftentimes based on the employee's discretion. Upon retirement, the employee will receive the balance in the account. The account value fluctuates greatly on a regular basis due to the changes in the market. For example, of these plans include 401k plans, 304b plans, and employee stock ownership plans, ESOP. Another type of defined contribution plan is an individual retirement account, IRA. Although some employers provide IRA accounts to their employees, the most common types of IRAs are accounts that are opened by individuals, hence the name individual retirement account. There are several different types of IRAs, including traditional, Roth, SEP, and simple. As we all know, retirement accounts are intended to provide you with income when you stop working and are an extremely valuable asset. Without a retirement plan, you will have no other option than to keep working past the traditional retirement age, as it is unlikely Social Security will provide you with enough income. Since most employers contribute to defined contribution plans, the amount an employee voluntarily contributes to his or her retirement account is only a part of the total value of the asset. Although the formulas vary greatly by employer, the most common 401k match is 50 cents for each dollar contributed, up to 6% of that employee's gross pay. Additionally, retirement accounts offer valuable tax savings by enabling you to defer paying income tax on the funds you contribute until you withdraw the money. The contributed funds are therefore excluded from taxable income during the years of contribution. A lot of people mistakenly think the plan itself is the investment, but it's really just the basket holding the various types of investments, such as money market funds, stocks, and bonds. Each type of investment offers varying levels of both risk and rewards. The plan's value depends in part on how well or poorly the various investments are performing. Participating in a retirement account is a vehicle for investing money in a relatively safe and cash-positive way. Things to consider when retiring. You can pretty much retire whenever you want, as long as you have the money to fund your life after work. Of course, future expenses are hard to predict, but the closer you are to retirement, the better idea you probably have for how much money you'll need to sustain your current standard of living, or support a different one. If you use that as a base, subtract any expenses you expect will go away after you retire, and add in any new ones. That'll give you at least a ballpark figure to work with. If you anticipate any big bills, like a lot more travel, a brand new kitchen, be sure to count those in too. Same for any major cost savers. For example, if you plan to downsize and move to a less expensive home, if you can't afford to lose money, invest your savings without the risk. Inflation is rising whether you like it or not. Plan according to or downgrade your lifestyle. As per the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, you have a 70% chance of going into a nursing home, assisted living facility, or home health care. Buy long-term care insurance now. There is a 100% chance you will die. Buy affordable life insurance, or at the minimum, burial insurance for funeral expenses. The bottom line is, it is very clear that planning for retirement is not something you do shortly before you stop working. Rather, it's a lifelong process. Throughout your working years, your planning will undergo a series of stages. You'll evaluate your progress and targets and make decisions to ensure you reach them. So, just like we said earlier, keep in mind that to retire with $2 million from your $75,000 annual salary, you need to start younger. It lets you take advantage of the power of compound interest. That means you get returns on the money you invest and even better returns on your returns. So if you're still wondering when you should start saving, the answer is now.